Hey everyone, this is Corine Lafont, your favorite radio host, your only radio host, and favorite girl, of course, broadcasting to you from the lovely island of Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean on Between the Lines. And you know how we do it here on Between the Lines, always with gratitude, or some people will say thankfulness. I am thankful to be here. I see the weather is beginning to be overcast again. We have been having pouring rain for the past couple of weeks. It's totally green. Everything is green here, beautiful and luscious green. We had some sunlight yesterday, and I saw some sunlight peep out today. So I'm thankful, and I'm thankful to be here above ground to witness and experience that. And I have with me Tom Palladino, a repeat guest of mine. He was on my show 5 months ago when I checked back. It's great to have him here again. Clearly, he does trust me, or he has. Clearly, or he's crazy, or probably a combination of both. And and clearly he has a lot to update us with or share with us. Because I think the first time when we spoke about scalar light and what we spoke about 5 months ago was scalar light, and we are doing that again today. And the reason why I call the episode today demystifying is we want to sort of probably break it down a little bit more, because coming at people with such a concept, such a new technology, it may be a bit uncomfortable for some. Yes, anything new, that's what it is. So let me just share with you quickly a bit about Tom. So Tom Palladino, he's actually Thomas, so we're going to call him Tom today. He's a scalar energy researcher based in Florida. Can you imagine? He's actually pulling from the sun in Florida. That's why we're not getting enough sunlight here. Okay, so scalar energy is a fundamental life force found everywhere in the world, space, and universe. It originates from the sun and stars. Chi, prana, mana, life force, pyramid energy, or zero-point energy are synonymous terms for scalar energy. Tom began research with scalar energy during his undergraduate years, inspired by scientists such as Nikola Tesla, who's a genius, who invented alternating current. He was curious to learn more about the existence of an energy that was not of the electromagnetic spectrum. Tom pursued a course of independent study in order to better understand and subsequently harness, which is why we are not getting enough sunlight here, scalar energy, as this emerging science is not taught at the university level. Clearly, amongst other things. Okay? So, welcome, Tom, to Between the Lines again.
It's a pleasure to be back. Thanks for the invitation.
Oh, it's great to have you. And just to let persons know, don't feel intimidated. Put in your questions, comments. Tom is here. Ask him the hardest questions. No, this is not his first time. So don't be easy on him, people. Ask him the hardest questions. I will just take a step back and allow you guys to ask him anything you want. And it's going to show up at the bottom of the screen or make comments. And I think he's doing a free 15-day, scalar light. He's sharing the benefits of it with you. And that is in the description below. So you can tap into that. His website is there. You can reach him on LinkedIn, reach him, he's accessible. This is streaming on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. So all the persons who are listening there, please feel free to engage with us. Don't leave us here by ourselves. Engage with us. I know it can be scary. A lot of people are intimidated to even comment or to ask a question because your name shows up at the bottom of the screen here in the lower thirds. But that's okay. Consider it your moment of glory. This is your moment of fame, okay? To see your name show up on the screen, and it will be there forever, okay? And not only that, you get the benefit of having your questions answered live. Isn't that awesome? By Tom. All right, not me. I am the one posing the questions and hosting and interviewing him, okay? So Tom,
Yes.
demystifying. Let's break it down. Scalar energy. Now, you're saying that this is related synonymous terms are chi, prana, that type of thing. So we're talking, we're speaking yoga, we're speaking meditation, we're speaking peace, we're speaking light. Guide me if I'm not on the correct. Wonderful. Guide me. So you are harnessing. You use the word harnessing. Now, when you use the word harness, it means tapping into a source,
Yes.
grabbing it for whatever purpose it may be. And hopefully, the purpose and benefit is to help have a positive impact. I believe from when we spoke the last time 5 months ago that it was health benefits in addition to a lot of other things. Now, I know you independent research, so this is all you. You're taking all your resources. You believe in this thing so much. I think this is something that I need to probably start with. Why are you so passionate and damn determined to That's really what it is. I'm coming straight out. Why are you so passionate and damn determined? And believe, because clearly somebody have to believe in something so much that they're not stopping. What is it that is, I don't know, pushing you, making you so determined? Share with us.
That's a great question. God gives me the motivation, and I see the prospect. I realize this technology will help humanity. And it's just a matter of time before people understand what this new technology affords, presents. And once they do, it'll take off. I've always said that scalar technology will surpass computer technology in importance. So this is an energy. It's energy from the sun and the stars. We understand that. It's free energy from the sun and the stars. And in application, you can do so many things with this energy. It's so versatile. Everything we're doing now with energy, we can replace with scalar energy and perform the same function at pennies on the dollar. And it's much safer and it's clean. So this is the new paradigm. The new paradigm. I am saying we're going to change society with scalar energy. It's going to transform the world.
Yeah. But we want to go deeper than that. What is your conviction besides God moving you? Why do you believe so much that you're convicted to pursue this no matter what? We have solar energy. We are aware of that term, solar energy. It's tapping from the sun, same way. Might be tapping from the stars, but we're tapping from the sun as far as you understand solar energy. But you're talking light in all its forms, in all its glory. What makes you so convicted, so believe that you are pursuing the research, you're trying to get people to understand the benefits and to even posit that it's going to outdo the technology we are currently using now? I mean, that's a bold statement.
It is. It is. But I stand by that. Well, from my perspective, why am I doing this? I feel called to do this. God's given me the insight, the wisdom. Yeah. This is an esoteric subject. Yeah. And somebody has to be at the vanguard. Right now, I'm at the vanguard. And until somebody else joins me, I'm the leading researcher. I have to present this to the world. I hope other people get involved. I just see that this will answer so many problems. We have problems in the world. We need solutions. There's too much complaining. Scalar energy will solve many problems.
What's the proof so far that makes you further believe or validate your, that conviction? What has happened? You have used it on persons. What are some of the testimonials, even on yourself? Because you have to be the first guinea pig.
Yeah, so that's a good point. You're right. Testimonies. That's what it's all about. Right now, in the, if you will, quantum healing realm. That's the division of scalar energy that I'm working under. Mm-hmm. And I recognize incredible benefits to people around the world. I want to make this clear before we get into it. When I work with these instruments, these are actual scalar energy instruments. I work with people by way of a photograph. I'm going to hold up my photograph. People will email me a photograph. I'll actually place a photograph inside the instrument. So I'm performing what's called a quantum healing on the energy field or on the force field.
Mm-hmm.
And with that in mind, I've been able to work with people around the world by way of their photograph. Notably, we've been working with people in India, an HIV clinic in India, by way of their photograph. And everybody that we've worked with in India, Delhi, India, is now reporting that they no longer have any viral load, that HIV is undetectable. Well, that's incredible.
You are pulling. You know what I'm hearing, Tom?
Yeah,
You're tapping if this is coming from God,
it is.
from the source,
Yes.
from the universe. Why are you harnessing God's power? Why?
You're right. It is God's power. I'm glad you realize that. And I'll go a step further. What I have is the modern day equivalent of the Ark of the Covenant. I have the same type of instrumentation that controls scalar energy as did the Ark of the Covenant. So it's a great blessing from God that, I've been given this wisdom, this insight to control the light of God. That's what I have.
Why you? Why you?
I don't know. That was God's decision to give me this wisdom.
When did that happen to you? I mean, you were just going about your life, drinking your tea or coffee, wake up one morning, what?
I've had this wisdom. I've had this mysticism since I was young, since I was a youngster. And I always knew that this would be the path that I would follow. So, I give the glory to God. I'm
always
a Christian. I'm a Catholic. I believe Jesus Christ and the Blessed Virgin Mary are leading me. And
of course.
Yeah, that's the key. When heaven is behind this, they are.
Oh,
you can't be defeated.
No.
There's
no such thing. They don't know how to spell defeat.
No.
Okay.
This is unstoppable.
Yes. What sort of support have you been getting? What sort of support have you been getting?
From people like you. Thanks for this interview.
You're
people.
welcome.
The people around the world are so gracious and they're so magnanimous. They're very open-hearted about all of this. And I thank and I attribute any type of diffusion of this knowledge to the people. It's the people that are helping me to, if you will, promulgate this new research, this new science.
Are scientists joining you in this?
No.
Why you think?
It's hard to say. I'll rattle off 2 or 3 reasons. There's no paycheck right now. It's a new science. There's no industry behind this. There's no paycheck.
So it's just you alone believing in something.
Yeah. And perhaps there's government interference. I realize that government and big business are in bed together. And any new technology is a threat to government and big business.
Yeah. You've been coming. Well, hello. You just said, and any follower of God must know that the path is not going to be laid out on a bed of roses. Yeah. Once you have decided to follow God, you have to make up your mind. Like I said to a friend yesterday, this is your life.
Yes.
So this is normal.
Yes,
this is normal.
This is my normal life.
This is normal. Okay. This is your normal. Okay. So other people who are complaining, clearly they don't understand. This is what you signed on the dotted line.
Yeah.
Okay.
I signed up for this. There's no.
You signed up for it. Wholesome. You signed up for it. Wholesome.
I know what's coming. Even the prophecies of the future that God has given me. I know what's coming.
Yes.
One of the prophecies that God has given me is that we will be able to light up objects at a distance. So this is God's master plan. You're astute. You see the big picture here. This is going to blossom, and the world will eventually realize that there is a divine energy. And this.
Well, they should have known that before, Tom. For those who are believers, we should know that there is divine energy, and we are not here operating on our own. If you think you're here operating on your own, something is wrong. But to each his own. But in terms of the scalar light and tapping into that source that divine energy, a lot of people would be skeptical. I'm sure you are aware of that. Anything that's new, that, like I said to somebody yesterday, people find ways to make sense of things in their mind. It has to make sense.
Yeah.
And if something doesn't make sense,
Right.
it confuses them. So they will find a reason. So they'll be like, this man is crazy. He's clearly on his own. Nobody's supporting him. I don't believe in this thing. So I'm just going to leave it until the day. Until the day when they actually see it, if they're alive at that point, because these things will take time, and it reminds me of when Jesus walked the earth. Nobody believed. The man never committed a sin, never did any wrong, and they still didn't believe. It didn't matter what he did. He died and rose again, and they still didn't believe. People who still don't believe. People don't believe in the Virgin Mary. So it's a personal decision, a choice, just like how you have made a personal decision and choice to pursue this because you believe. And I will tell you something, belief is a very powerful force on its own. Because if you believe something, it doesn't matter what other people think. If you believe something, it will manifest. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. The way we think and what we believe and what we pray for, we ultimately inherit that. Mm-hmm. That's the world that we create for ourselves. And you're right. And thank you for that support and that insight.
Yeah.
This is a done deal as far as I'm concerned.
Well, you have to back it in. You have to back it in.
Yeah. This is going to change the world.
Yeah.
It'll take some time, but the world will get on board. And this is God's master plan.
Mm-hmm. What would you like to see, Tom? What would you like to see? I mean, how many years have you been doing this research?
50 years, my life.
50?
50.
Like 50?
50.
Oh my word. You don't look it, but okay. So you don't look it. But are you prepared to go another 50? Well, I guess you're convicted. So you're prepared to go another 50.
I am. But it won't take that long.
It won't take that long. And what would you like? Yeah. And what would you like to see between now and, let's say, the next 5-10 years? What would you like to see happen in terms of the progress of your research, the technology, the benefits, the support? What would you like to see?
That people acknowledge and embrace this gift from God. Any technology, when used appropriately, it's a gift from God. This will improve our lifestyle. Many people are complaining. There's problems, okay? This technology, scalar technology, will solve many problems. I want to see the world improve.
But you're asking, like I said, people have to make sense of things. You're asking people to join you over on that side, or I should say over on this side, join you over on this side and give up the pharmaceuticals that they are used to.
Yes. No, I'm not asking anybody to give up anything. I'm asking people to try. I have a 15-day free session. Try what we're doing. At least look into this, investigate. And then I let people make the decision.
That's vulnerability there, Tom. You're asking people to open themselves to something that it seems woo-woo. I'm telling you honestly, they're skeptical, even though they are believers. You know what I think sometimes? If Christ was to show himself in front of people at this very moment, would they recognize him? With all the church they go to, all the prayers they say, all the giving they give, would they really recognize him? What does it take? And that's a very good question, I think. What does it take for people to recognize the truth?
Yes.
That's a very good question. And I pose that to all the people who are listening and watching, and I know they are. How do you recognize the truth?
Right. Well, it's reality. If something is true, it shows you real-time clarity. It's real. Truth is reality. Reality is truth. So I would say judge my work by the effect, judge my work by the testimonies, by the favorable results. I have thousands of testimonies from around the world. That's the reality of the matter. So there has to be some truth to this if there's so many good, favorable testimonies.
I will disagree with you there. I'll just have a little counter argument. The truth is not necessarily reality, because each person has his or her own reality. And what really is reality? Is it what you see? What you see outside, does that mean that's your reality? No, it doesn't. Is it what's in your mind? Is your reality? Is it what people say is your reality? Okay? So I disagree with that. The truth is not necessarily reality. But how would you know the truth? If it's in front of you, how would you know the truth? That's a question, I think, for the rest of people's lives to ponder on. We're in the middle of the year. What month are we in? June. If you didn't think about it in the first half of the year, or ever in your life, this is a question for you. And why am I posing that question, not only to Tom and to the listening audience? Because we need to really assess our lives and where we're going. Coming out of the pandemic, being in isolation, we had enough time to evaluate who we are, what we're doing, where we are going, what we want for ourselves, what are we running after, you know, what really matters. So how would you know the truth? How would you know that Tom is speaking the truth? He's convicted, he's determined, he has no support, but he's going to go the full length of this because he believes in something so much. You know, if Christ was to show up in front of you, would you know that it's really him? Whether you're a churchgoer, a non-church goer, a believer, you
It's
just
a
don't
prodding
know. How would
question.
you know? Yes. How would
It's
you
a
know the
prodding
truth?
question.
It has nothing to me, in my personal opinion. It has nothing to do with reality. The truth does not equate reality. And I mean, I would love for the watching and listening audience to jump in and give their comments. Or even if you don't do it today, you can do it after. And pose your comments on that. What is the truth, and would you recognize the truth? A lot of us, our truth is what we tell ourselves, or what other people tell us, and we just take it and run with it, you know, like a cloak. You put it on and you're like, that's it. No. What's the truth to you? So Tom, you know, it's concerning that after all this time, you know, the support isn't there for you, but it wasn't for a lot of other people. The Ryson brothers with flight, who believe that? Please, they thought it was evil, flying, you know, even light. Nobody believed for light. You know, the light bulb. What's his name again? It's Thomas Edison. Yeah. Nobody believed. What are you doing? You know, nobody believed. So you're in a cadre of special people here, Tom. Let me tell you. You're in a cadre. You're not special in the sense of everybody else. You're in a group of people that is unique in that sense. That you're pursuing a dream, you're pursuing a belief that this can happen. It don't matter what other people think. Not everybody's flying all over the place as a result of the Ryson brothers. Everybody's flicking a switch. And if they don't have that light, well, nobody's thinking about Thomas Edison. And look at that, Thomas and Thomas. Tom Palladino, Thomas Edison. Nobody's thinking of Thomas Edison when they flick on a switch.
Right.
They're like, I need light. I pay my light bill. Give me my light. So what would we be saying in terms of scalar light in the next few years? We don't know. They might not even have to flick on a switch according to what you're saying.
To me, it's a matter of a grassroots effort. It's people. The people have to get involved. And once people get involved and people feel better, they see that there's an improvement in their health, then they'll tell their friends and family members. Mm-hmm. That's how it's going to disseminate throughout society. Yeah. Obviously, there's big businesses not helping me.
Of course, Tom, that is going to happen. If you are doing something that goes against the grain, that challenges the status quo, that
Exactly.
challenges the regular quote unquote normal thought and programming, you really think they're going to support you, Tom?
Of course not. Of course not. I'm not.
Come on.
We
You're
realize that.
Thomas Edison, Rice and Brothers, all the rest.
And this is
Okay.
why I accentuate working with people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. It's amazing. I appreciate your conviction, your belief, tenacity. Yes, it's amazing. It's a lonely road, Tom. Eh? When you believe in something, especially when it's God given, it's a lonely road.
It can be, but for me, it's never been lonely because there has always been support from some people. Would I like to have support of millions upon hundreds of millions of people? Sure, but that day will come.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I want to showcase your website here now. Let me see if I can. Oh, hold 1 second for me. Let me see if I can do that. I think I just closed off some information I had here. Why did I do that?
I'll speak to the audience. Everybody that would
Of
like a
course.
15-day free session, you can go to our website, read our material, and then if you like, to your election, you can email us your photograph. Remember, we work with a person by way of their force field. Just email us your headshot, and we'll work with you for 15 days, and then we let you decide how you feel and what are the results from a 15-day session.
Yeah. I'm bringing it up here now. Let me see. Here we go. Are you seeing that, Tom?
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
In the top
you're
right
seeing
corner,
that?
in the top right corner, you see the 15.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Right. And it says in fine print, no credit or debit card requires. If anybody's scared about, having to give their information, that's not happening. All Scalar Light sessions are administered exclusively upon photographs of people, animal, plants, and objects. Now, if people are scared to share their photographs with you, you know how people are when it comes to photographs and things like that. How do you get around that?
You really don't, because that's the science. The science is that a photograph carries a signature. It's just like your fingerprint or your DNA. A photograph carries your information. And that's the easy way to work with people. You don't have to visit an office. So I work exclusively with photographs.
People might think, I don't want to send you my it comes just like information, the credit card, what are you doing with my photos after? Are you collecting it for some sort of other motive or agenda or what?
We destroy the photographs after the session.
How long does the session last?
The free trial is 15 days. And during those 15 days, we balance the meridians, balance your brain waves. We eradicate microbes, germs, and we provide nutrients. We transmute assembled nutrients. It's a 15-day process.
So just from a photograph, you can heal me just from that. Yes. You know what just came to me, Tom?
Yes.
Those who are in the religious sector, are you trying to play God?
No. I've heard that before. No, but I'm using God's energy.
Did he give you permission? The answer would be yes.
Yes. Yes. I wouldn't do this.
Are you trying to play God? Why? Why can't you just leave him alone? He's already doing all of this. He's God of the universe. He's pouring over us. Why are you trying to harness the man's power and use it?
No, that's a great question. There are other examples in which we harness God's power, wisdom, his gifts. So this is simply another gift from God. And it goes to show how liberal, how kind God is to allow us to share, to give us his great gift of light. This is a divine light. I'm not working with electricity. So am I tapping into God's light? Yes, I am.
And how do we know it's going to be taken care of? It's going to be treated with the same sort of honor, respect, and you don't take it and run with it and protect it, safeguard it. Next
Yes.
thing you know, you're making money off of it, off of God's power. What? How
Yeah,
do we know it's in the right hands?
you're right, and that's you leave that up to God, because God gave that that fiat to me. Apparently, God trusts me. Why would God give me His divine light if He didn't trust me? That's a very good question.
Yes, I'm posing the hard ones to you. I have to think about
No, those are good
the
questions.
audience.
They
Yeah,
should be asked.
of course they should be asked. They should be asked. We are concerned, and I have to represent the audience. These are the questions that will come at you, whether here or somewhere else. Why? I mean, God is all powerful. Why are you trying to quote unquote play God and tap into and harness the man's energy? And who says he needs that sort of help?
He doesn't. He
Who?
doesn't need any help, but he extends himself to us. I consider it an august privilege as to what I'm
Mm,
doing. This is a holy mission. I always
yes.
give God the credit, and I mention that on my website repeatedly. Jesus is the divine physician. The healing doesn't come from me; it comes from Jesus.
If this is something that is founded in Christ, in God, in source, in divine energy, shouldn't you therefore approach persons within that sector, the religious community?
Everybody's God's children. I
No, for support, I mean, to help back you. If this is something like that, then they could be able to support you within the religious sector.
I would hope that they will, sure, in the future. I
Yeah.
accept support from anybody, and if you're sincere, I want to work with you.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm. Well, we have it up on the screen, people. The 15-day trial, which doesn't require any credit card. All you require is a photo. And if you are open to being vulnerable and testing this, he has worked with different groups of people, like he mentioned before, in India and different places, and it has helped. If you trust him, you trust yourself most of all, because you first have to trust yourself. Then give it a try. Give it a try and see. But I always say to people, first pray on it and let God guide you as to what you should do. People wait till the last minute. It has to be a last resort to look at something that is unique or unknown or haven't been tried. It's a last resort. So you may end up being that last resort, Tom.
Mhm.
And but whether or not, at least persons will still come to you. I hope that I have done justice to you here
You
on
have.
Between the
That,
Lines.
that's good advice. People should
Yes.
pray upon this. This is a spiritual healing.
Mm,
Yeah.
yes. I hope I have done justice. And second time around being a guest on my show, I hope we have demystified it a bit more. I encourage persons to watch the first episode, which was 5 months ago. I'm going to tag it on YouTube. But also the link for that first episode is also in the description, so you could always catch it there. And feel free to reach out to Tom. Any final words before we go, Tom?
God bless you. Great interview. And to restate your comment, pray upon this. This is
Yeah.
indeed God's healing, and it's an incredible gift from God. Pray upon it. And
Yeah.
then look at the website, but the people must feel comfortable before they move forward. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you so much, Tom, for following what you have been told to do. A lot of us are told to do things and we don't, and we get beat up for it. Um, but I really admire, your conviction and belief, and I can support you in any way I can. Well, I'm doing so on my show. So I really appreciate the work that you're doing, and I hope that one day it will manifest in the way that you would like it to be, and that you get the support that you need.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much for being on Between the Lines.